Welcome to How the Blank by What the Blank Entertainment, and this is How the Braxton and Brandon's Excellent Adventures.
I don't know where Jackson is.
Yo, did he go and get some milk or something?
I don't know. This silent partner thing's going like out of control.
I know, he's being too silent,
It's
man.
getting eerie now.
Yeah. Well, okay. So this episode is Braxton and Brandon's Excellent Adventures, right?
And they are pretty excellent.
They are pretty excellent.
So this is basically just our adventures that we have when we're out doing filming for the short skits or our lunch breaks, because our lunch breaks are excellent.
or we're doing stuff for like the company, and we need like a lunch break, or we just are doing random stuff, right?
And for the people at home that don't know, Jackson lives in the studio, which is why we don't know why he's not here, because he never leaves.
Ever.
We usually go out and do all the recording that's not in the studio. So this is a little weird. I feel like we're breaking and entering.
We probably are. Don't tell Jackson.
Meep.
But yeah, so we wanted to talk about some of our favorite stories from it. Do we want to start like chronologically, or do we want to just go through our favorites?
Let's just do our favorites.
Okay.
Don't make him fall asleep.
So, okay, one of my all-time favorite ones has to be the Edward Tulane adventure. With the wings, that bar.
Oh, I love those wings, dude.
So, okay, so opening night, right? Because we are at a funeral home, right? They couldn't do a matinee on Saturday, and that's when a lot of people like to come, but they couldn't do it just because they had keep to business hours, right? Because they work on Saturdays. And so we did our opening night on Wednesday, and no one showed up.
Yeah, which, who wants to go to a theater show on a Wednesday?
Yeah, no one.
No one.
And so we were like, okay, so we waited 15 or was it 30 minutes?
No, we waited a full 30. But
yeah.
We were kind of expecting this to happen.
Yeah, we were, and so we were like, okay, we'll do a cast party, right? We'll boost the morale by doing a cast party, and so we talked to the man and the woman, right? One of the who live at the funeral home and stuff, and
that was the character's name, was the man and the woman.
Yeah. And they were like, oh yeah, there's this bar. And I was like, oh, a bar?
Yeah.
Like, because usually bars don't have good food. Like, it depends on the bar. Like, it depends on the bar. They either have amazing food or crappy food. It's like none in between.
I do like most bar food. I just hate the bar environment.
Yeah. I don't like the bar environment either. It's a little, like... Trashy, yeah. So we went to this bar, and... oh my gosh. It was Wing Wednesday, right?
Oh, nothing's better than a winged Wednesday.
And we saw that they had 4 flavors of wings. And so it was buy a pound of wings, get another one free. Right?
Yeah, I think something like that.
And we're like, "Oh, that's a great deal."
Yeah.
Right? Or it was half off the pound of wings. And so we're like, "Okay, I'll buy and Brandon will pay me back."
Yeah.
Right? And so we bought 2 pounds of wings and we split it 4 ways, right? To get the 4 flavors. And oh my gosh,
we combined all the dry rubs together.
And we thought it was not going to be good, but it was freaking heavenly.
I think I just peed a little.
It was so good.
One of the best wings I've ever had.
Yeah. No.
And as an appetizer, because we can never just get one thing.
No.
We got poutine, and it was fantastic.
It was the best poutine that I've ever had. And like
It was the only one I've had.
I've gone to like a Canadian restaurant with actual like Canadians and all that, like people from Canada, and that poutine beat out the like authentic poutine.
Well, of course it was. You got all the poutine without the goose.
Yeah, it was so good. And so we ate that, had fun. We made a joke because one of the characters in the show, Edward, is trying to get his wings at one point.
Yeah.
And so we gave one of the chicken wings to the character who plays Edward, and he was like, Edward got his wings. and so we just always have fun on those adventures. And I remember like walking there. It was so awkward walking there because they were walking in the front, the couple, right? And we were just all like walking behind and like kind of talking. But the walk back was so much fun because we talked and we went through like a secret way.
Yeah, we went through the back entrance of the funeral home, which looks like a horror movie.
Yeah. Literally.
And we go out on these food adventures all the time where we'll go out and get something and like we'll try a little bit of everything and just like share it all. And like that's probably the best part. Like when we went to the Italian crepe place.
Yeah, that was the first time we ever did that.
Yeah.
Right?
And we got every single crepe that wasn't a dessert crepe.
We didn't get every single one, but we got 3 of the main ones that we were like, oh, these look good.
It was so good.
So good. The only one that was like okay, but I loved was the blue cheese walnut one.
Man, that was weird, but I was still glad we tried it.
Yeah, it was good.
I've never even seen that anywhere else.
Yeah, no. Like that was one thing is it's always some place that's like, oh, that's weird. Let's get it. Like
He's the best. Love it.
that's kind of our thing, right? Another thing we did today, right?
Yeah.
We went to a Mexican place.
Yeah.
So good. What is it? What
Alfredo?
Alfredo's,
Which
eh?
is weird. You can't be Mexican named Alfredo.
Yeah. Alfredo? Really? Come on, you gotta be Italian.
Yeah, but there's absolutely no Italian.
Yeah. But they had Dorito nachos.
Oh, it was bomb.
So good. And they had a carne asada burrito with fries, and their fries dipped in the
I have no idea what it's called because it wasn't labeled. I still tried it anyway.
Yeah, it's the tomatillo sauce. Oh my gosh.
Good. But the nachos were like really weird because they had like these big carne asada chunks on it, and then like huge amount of guac, and then sour cream on Dorito nachos. Or Dorito chips. And like the Dorito chips were not strong enough to hold the meat and the toppings, so like you pick it up and it would all crumble. So we'd have to like shovel big spoonfuls in our mouth and hope that it doesn't fall out on our shirts. And it was very messy, but so delightful.
It was so good.
So what's for dinner?
Wings, right?
Maybe if Jackson doesn't come back, they'll give us more for us.
Yeah. More for us, man.
So the food is definitely like a special place in my heart, but my all-time favorite adventure is when we went to go record our Christmas and New Year's skits.
And please don't talk about this one.
Oh, we're going to talk about this one. It was me, you, and Tyson, who's our editor, and we went out, and Tyson got us executive studio thing to film in for the day from one of his family members. I don't know how he
His
got
dad.
the deal. Yeah. And we were going through the building, which was closed because it was like a Sunday, and it was just
a Saturday.
Just the 3 of us though in this whole building, and we only had like one suite, but it was like 3 stories with multiple businesses in it, and we were trying to find a way in because it was locked, and we thought it would be unlocked. And so as we're doing this, Tyson's on the phone with his dad, getting directions, and him and Braxton both go to the elevator. And I'm out front of the door where we're going to get in to this office, guarding our stuff because we have a ton of recording equipment. And so they get in the elevator. I am not paying attention to what they're doing. I just walk in. I think everything's casual, and then I hear this alarm go off, like a fire alarm, loud bell echoing the hallways. As soon as the door closes, and then throughout the entire building, I hear Tyson go, God, Braxton.
Yeah, so okay, for my defense, right? This is an old rickety elevator, right? And it doesn't have an open door, closed door button. And so it has the floors, right? And then it has two buttons there, and one was the alarm, and the other one was the stop the alarm. And I thought it was the closed door button, so I pressed it.
Now, here's my everything's okay alarm. This will sound every 3 seconds unless something isn't okay.
And it was the alarm, so I undo it.
And do you want to share why it only had 2 buttons, Braxton? What was on the outside of the elevator door?
What?
An out of service sign
No,
that took up the whole door.
no, it didn't have an out of service.
It was huge. I think I have pictures. I'm gonna expose Braxton.
No, it wasn't out of service. It worked.
It did, but it said out of service, and then you got in, the alarm went off, and Tyson had a crisis.
I'm freaking out, man.
Yeah. No. See, those adventures were fun, but I think adventures where you and I come up with things are even greater.
Yeah.
One of my favorite ones. So we've been trying to find a place for the Kim project for months.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh yeah, check out the Kim project. It will be end of June to all the way to the end of July.
The very last day.
Yep, the 31st. So please check it out. Please register as soon as you can. But so when we were trying to find this place, we were going to all these different businesses. We had an appointment with one, and we're driving, and Brandon like looks out the windows like, "What's that building for?" And I was like, "I don't know." And I keep driving.
It wasn't just a building. It was like this beautiful castle-looking church.
Yeah, it was a Gothic style old church building that they've converted into
Not just
a school.
building.
Yeah, that they've converted into a school of for kids with
Needing behavioral support.
yeah, needing behavioral support. And so we were like, oh, that might be a good place. So like Brandon looks up all these things, and after our meeting with one of the companies, we're like, okay, let's go check this out. And Brandon's like, okay, pretend like you found out something about them. Like, pretend like you know everything is good. And I was like, okay.
Act like we're supposed to be here.
Yeah.
I haven't a clue what's going on here, but I'll act like I do.
Because we're just walking in.
Yeah, it was he didn't actually do this, but it was like Brandon's like grabbed me by the shirt and is like, get it together. Act like you're supposed to be here. Act like you're on top.
My God, pull yourself together.
Be the man.
We were very hesitant because it was obviously very privately closed. Like the parking lot was fenced off. Like there's cars there, so we knew people were there. But it was obviously a very private business.
Yeah, it was on Monday. It was on President's Day.
President's Day, yeah.
And so we were like, and so they were doing a whole training, and we got the guy's number. Nothing really came out of it, but we were so confident that we were like, yeah, we're gonna do this, right? And it was fun, right? We have fun on our adventures.
Yeah. And I think that day also built your confidence into being like, yeah, I can find a venue anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have. We've had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited to see more of our adventures and what will eventually come, right? Like...
Or like Edward Tulane, the first time I brought you along for like pitching a project.
Oh yeah.
And I brought you to a funeral home, and you were like in your suit. You looked nice, all professional, and you were sitting down like it was gonna be like this really strict thing because we're in such a tense environment. And then the guy sits down. He's so joking.
And he starts like cracking these jokes and saying like "yo mama" jokes to Brandon, and I was like, what is going on? This is not like a normal pitch, right?
You
And
went from like sweating and like strict posture to being like, what is happening?
and it's because I was pitching a show that I've been wanting to do, and I still want to do. Antigone, look for it. We're gonna do it eventually. But and so I was wanting to pitch it because it is a story about loss.
Yeah.
Right. And I just remember like coming in and just like, all right, I'm ready. I was not ready for the comedy that came out of Austin's mouth. Like, oh my gosh. It was so much fun though. And like that moment really made it so that I had a good relationship with Austin to where I had a good rapport with him when we started doing Edward, right? And it made things awesome, right?
So awesome.
But yeah, that was one of our fun, crazy adventures. What other adventures have we been on? Because we've been on a lot.
I know.
Oh, okay. So during Edward Tulane, a lot of stuff happened for you personally.
Yeah.
Right? You got out of a relationship. Yeah.
My car killed itself.
Yeah, your car killed itself. You pretty much had no income.
Yeah.
Or anything.
Yeah.
And you just didn't know what to do. Right? And me being the person I am, I come in.
Oh no! Oh yeah!
And I just I just am like, no, we are not giving up on what the blank, because Brandon was at a point that he was like, we just need to stop.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, at least for that show, because it was so far away. It was like a 45-minute drive every night to rehearsal.
Yeah. And I was like, no, I'm going to come support you the best I can, be your stage manager, and beat this out of the park, right? Like, get this show running. And it was one of the best shows we've done, to be honest.
It was. But a week in, Braxton was crying.
So were you.
I was crying when you showed up.
But so we decided, okay, I'll drive. And so we drove, and we would drive all the time, and we would just have these like conversations about the business. And literally, I think that's how we got this, to be honest, is because of all of the talks that we had. We were talking about bringing Jackson on. We were talking about how to figure out the partnership at the time. And
at that point, Jackson was just like a thought.
Yeah. He was like, you didn't even really talk to him to our other partner at all.
Well, I did. I talked to him about like the whole music thing, but the other partner at the time didn't think we needed to be more than just like
him and you.
Theater.
Yeah.
I was like, theater is only a small aspect of entertainment, and if we want to do what we want to do, we have to go bigger than that.
Yeah.
And it was me and you that really considered bringing Jackson on.
Yeah, and we had these like long talks. I remember just parking my car, and we talked for I think 3 hours.
Yeah, just going over like business strategies. And, like, what if this happens? What's down this pathway? What if we don't do this? What if we turn Jackson into a silent partner? We don't have to listen to his shit anymore.
Yeah.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
And so we were like, do we bring Jackson on? Do we keep him off, right? What do we do? And we got to a point where we were like, okay, we can't do this without Jackson.
Not the way we wanted to.
Yeah. And what's cool is that moment, I think, is where we really solidified that we could be partners.
Yeah.
Right? Where we could be partners through thick and thin. Like, we're not leaving each other as partners. Like, this business
Sounds like marriage vows.
I know. but meaning like business partners, right? We even like our friendship will go on even if this company doesn't, right? And I think that was something that was really cool that we learned.
I'm so glad you believe in that.
Wow, thanks.
I think it will too.
Yeah. Any other adventures or anything.
I don't know. That's a lot of fun adventures for the year.
Yeah.
Such a short amount of time.
I know, it's only been a year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Dang.
Oh, Jackson, you're back.
Look what I found.
Oh,
I found the milk that you left behind, dude. You left it on my counter when you went to go buy it.
oh, I was wondering where that went.
Dude, I can't believe that you went to go buy it, and then you just never came back, and then you left it on my freaking counter for like 2 weeks.
Dude, that's crazy.
That must be really moldy milk.
I don't know.
Well, thanks for watching. This was How the Excellent Adventure of Braxton and Brandon.
And for more of our adventures that you don't see here at How the Blank, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Spotify.
And YouTube.
And go to our website at whattheblink.org.
Don't tell them what to do.
No, tell them what to do. Yeah.
I'm here to support you.
Yeah, and if you want to do more adventures with us, please reach out. Email us, whattheblankentertainment@gmail.com. We love having support, and we love adventuring together. So, bye! Dude, we were telling you to come on so many times.
I had no idea, dude.
Dude.
I was waiting for the last little bit because I didn't want to just show up too early and then just like.
We wanted you to come halfway.
Oh, dude, I didn't even realize like.
We
how long
said
it
that
was.
beforehand.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I mean, I knew you guys were saying like halfway, but I didn't know like what the timing was. I was like, how far in are we?
We're near the end, man.
I didn't even.